simple that even you should manage a feeble grasp of the premise. You must provide power to this board, detective. You know, Dark Knight, on balance, I don't think you're going to figure this out. Give up? Not yet. It's far too much fun watching you try. Oh no, Batman. It seems you're far too attached to that fancy tank of yours to solve this one. This is...
I used the remote Batmobile controls.
This isn't just a test of intelligence, Dark Knight. It's a test of skill. Well done, Detective. Your true calling as a third-rate circus stuntman becomes clearer by the day. Congratulations, Dark Knight. You've earned the right to play the next part of the puzzle. Head over to the board.
Oh joy. Time to play the Will My Head Explode game again.
Ready to die, my dear? Remember, Catwoman, all but one of them will kill you. Horribly kill you.
You better be right, Batman. Head still attached? Great. Collar still attached? Not so great.
Congratulations! You've achieved the very minor victory of not being as stupid as you look. Not stupid as you look. Now, Catwoman, celebrate your survival by telling Batman all about the exciting orphanage development. Celebrate orphanage development.
No, you do it.
Now, Kitty.
Why, Batman, there's a big mysterious green door.
Yes, there is. Come back to the orphanage, Batman, and I'll let the pair of you through it. Catwoman, this evening is not about you. Wait, Batman. Wait. Well done, Dark Knight. You should, I hope, be beginning to comprehend the breadth of the tasks ahead of you, the sheer scale of the gauntlet I have thrown down. Or perhaps not. Perhaps you're feeling cocky. Perhaps these early victories have filled you with false hope. Well then, ride that wave of smug satisfaction all the way back to the orphanage. I'm waiting. Orphanage.
Out those dudes guarding the station. Man, he's kicking serious ass in that new suit. Let's go see the blown up factory. Come on.
such hatred in your eyes back at Ace Chemical. You must be afraid.
We lost the unit at Elliott Memorial. Wanna fight? Target strike! Drone down!
I should be connected shortly, sir. Expect minor resistance, Master Bruce.
Drones engaging! Make it count! Drone's been hit! That's a hit!
Not until I finish disarming the bomb. 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 I'm going to continue disarming the malicious explosion. There's one planted right next to the botanical garden.
They'll throw everything they have at you, sir.
Lost a Rattler! Alpha targets hit a drone! Batman's taking out a Rattler! Target destroyed!
You're finished, and Gotham's finished too.
I should be connected shortly, sir. Expect minor resistance, Master Bruce.
Batman's here! Surround it! Destroy it! He got a drone! No! I'm flanking him! Rattler's been hit! Mamba down! Armor holding! Drone feed offline. Get back! Taking fire! Rattler down! Target hit!
You're too far away, sir. They'll detonate the device.
Who's gonna fight crime now? Robin?
Selena's still trapped in the orphanage. Enigma's got something in store for us both when I get there.
Welcome back to the Riddletorium. Do not fear. Your friend has not been harmed.
Not been.
Before I allow you to see her, however, riddle me this. Riddle me this. What kind of question can only be asked upon reflection? Good luck.
Good luck.
No, Dark Knight, you're way off the mark. The mark. you have earned the right to see your friend. Why, she'll be as surprised as I am that you've made it this far.
Oh, good. You're back. Eddie wouldn't show me whatever deranged parlor game he's got waiting behind that door until you arrived.
I'll get you out of here.
I'm sorry, do I seem testy? It's probably something to do with the gorgeous necklace Eddie picked out for me. Have you seen it? It explodes.
It's unlike you to get caught. Was it an ambush? Blackmail? A trap?
He invited me.
What?
He said he had a job.
A job?
Of the cat burgling variety. I'm pretty good at it, remember? Not all of us scamper around on rooftops at night because we want to help people, you big brooding Boy Scout. Now where's my key?
Riddle me this. When does the door lead nowhere at all? When you try to open it too soon. Oh, I do hope you two are getting along. Because you'll need to work together if you want to find the key hidden in here. Find the key.
Well, this looks creepy. Someone's been reading Feng Shui for serial killers. Oh, great. Extra trapped. As if the collar wasn't enough.
Oh, Batman, Catwoman, neither of you is getting out of there without the other's help.
I've got 5 switches and the world's most boring light show over here. You?
Same.
Oh, look. It's more of Eddie's homemade friends.
Your mockery is pointless, Cat. I don't have any friends at all. I see what you're trying to do. You simply won't solve this one unless you can see things from each other's point of view. You'll never get out of here if you don't learn to communicate. Well, there we go. It's settled. You're not quite as dumb as each other. Congratulations, Batman. Catwoman, you're lagging behind. You're lagging behind. Oh, Dark Knight. I can barely describe to you what a pleasure it is to see your brow furrow over the simplest of conundrums. I do apologize for not creating a riddle that you can merely pound.
I guess.
Here, why don't you take out your primitive frustrations on my automated assistants? My programming animates these beautiful creatures, Dark Knight. My engineering gave them shape. Not one of your
Take it out!
abstractions is so brilliant. It's quite liberating to have freed myself from reliance on Gotham's ill-educated muscle, Detective. Prototypes, Dark Knight. These are merely prototypes. So try to mitigate that primal feeling of triumph upon defeating one. Every robot you defeat merely provides more data for me to analyze, Dark Knight. Well then, it seems you've earned another key.
This is going to take all night, isn't it? Well, that was fun. At least I got to hit something.
How are you holding up?
I'm fine. I don't need your concern. Just your help getting this thing off.
I wouldn't celebrate just yet, you two. Dark Knight, my next challenge can be found beneath Elliott Memorial Hospital. Conveniently located for when you pass out due to mental exhaustion.
Mental exhaustion.
Riddle me this. When does a door lead nowhere at all? When you try to open it too soon. Too soon.
Riddler's next trial's in Bristol. He's losing Alfred, and that makes him dangerous.
Perhaps the real challenge is tolerating his relentless self-aggrandizing commentary.
Hey, Bats. When did Catwoman get so cute? Must have been when I started looking out of your eyes, hmm? You're gonna ask her out or what? Oh, you're not still torn up about Talia al Ghul, are you? Come on, it's been months. Even the worms that ate her corpse have probably forgotten about it by now. You're really gonna turn down this fine opportunity for romance just because I blew your last girlfriend's lungs out? Take a tip from your wingman, Brucey. The ladies hate it when you brood over the ex you failed to save.
You style yourself as a guardian, Batman, a protector. Yet you cannot even guard your friends.
The preliminaries are done with, Dark Knight. I hope you understand that. Oh, had I so wished, you'd have failed before you had even begun to comprehend the very first hurdle. But no. I wanted you to know the full extent of my brilliance, you understand? To fully appreciate my superiority. But now, well, I'm not going easy on you anymore.
any mood.
Another racetrack, detective, but please, do not let its unique peculiarities crush your spirit. Well, shall we begin? No, Dark Knight, you are not losing what little grip you had on reality. You've merely entered a brave new world of my design. That ceiling applies 300 dead bats of pressure, Detective. I invented the measurement myself. Come on, Detective. It's a linear course. I built this course in a sewer, Detective. You needed the home team advantage. Onward, Batman! Or does the Dark Knight require a pit stop?
Pit stop.
Very good, Dark Knight! Again! Careful now, Batman. You didn't go to all the trouble of painting that thing just the right shade of black in order to scuff it. Is it a car? Is it a tank? Who cares? Soon it'll be scrapped. That's it. I'm cranking it up. 500 dead bats of pressure. You know, I think the wheels on that thing might actually be as thick as your skull. Feeling claustrophobic, Detective? Get ready for the final lap. Final lap. What a fitting end for you, Detective. A stain on my floor. You'll be crushed, flattened, pulverized. Any second now. It's time. 1,000 dead bats of pressure. Careful, Detective. I'd like the car to be working when I'm done. Enough! Another lap would be the end of you, Dark Knight, and I can't quite bring myself to stop the fun so soon. Your next key awaits.
Oh, good. The fun part.
Pick a key, Catwoman. It's not hard. It's just a matter of life and death. Life and death.
And here we go.
Finally, Batman, I'm not the only one to suffer as a result of your incompetence.
Oh, good. The fun part.
Riddle me this. What has a cape, a cowl, and can't be trusted not to get you killed? I used to dream of Batman's death, I admit. But I will happily settle for him causing yours.
And here we go.
Congratulations, Catwoman. You've proved yourself able to follow simple directions.
I should focus on collecting the key to save Catwoman. I should focus on collecting the key to save Catwoman.
I must say, Dark Knight, that your desperate fumblings have exceeded my admittedly rather meager expectations. I am impressed. This must be how naturalists felt upon observing chimpanzees using tools for the first time. Did you know, Detective, that the cleverest chimps can even obey simple instructions? It's true. Let's try it, shall we? Go to Gotham Casino for your next test, and I'll give you a banana.
trials in Kingston. He's been toying with me so far, enjoying the sense of control. I doubt he'll be playing games much longer.
This must be the entrance, but I need to secure the area first.
Direct hit on a rattler. Drone's been hit. It's still in the fight. That man took out a drone. Make him pay. Drone unit in Kingston is down.
Oh, Detective, I can't tell you how pleased I am that you're playing along with my little game. You literally cannot imagine what it's like to be so intellectually removed from the rest of the human race. I couldn't honestly say you offer me a battle of wits, Dark Knight, but your feeble resistance makes a pleasant change from the instant capitulation of everyone else. Oh dear, Dark Knight. What a pity you couldn't bring the Batwing to this one. To this one. Hurry along, Dark Knight. This isn't rocket science. Stumped, Dark Knight? I can see your brain flying through the possibilities. Come now, Dark Knight. Don't force me to eject you from the chamber.
Eject you from the chamber.
Dark Knight. Since you insist on dressing like a flying rat, I thought I'd put those abilities to the test. The only mammal capable of flight. Since all you do is glide, you're actually a variety of squirrel. Contrary to popular belief, very few bats survive on blood. Most species subsist on insects, whereas you prefer to live off undeserved praise. Creatures known to prey on bats include hawks, owls, some spiders, falcons, and, oh yes, of course, me. Do be careful of the death trap en route to the next one. Death trap. One. Yes! I won! It feels empty. Hollow. Too soon. Look, just hit this switch and I'll adjust the difficulty of the challenge to kindergarten level. How does that cape work? Shape memory fibers? Some sort of collapsible harness? An arrogant insistence that the laws of gravity do not apply to you? You remind me of a plucky young man strapping on a pair of makeshift wings. What was his name? Oh yes, that's right. Icarus. It's a classical reference, you uncultured brute. That's it, Batman. Keep rubbing those two brain cells together and you just might produce a spark. Flummoxed, Batman? At a loss? Completely stumped? That's how I feel when I contemplate how long it's taken to beat you. Flummoxed, Batman? At a loss? Completely stumped? That's how I feel when I contemplate how long it's taken to beat you. Batman. Listen, when I'm stuck on a puzzle, I find it helps to, it's never come up.
Never come up.
Batman. Keep rubbing those two brain cells together and you just might produce a spark. stuck on a puzzle, I find it helps to... You know, it's never come up. You got there eventually, Detective, making you literally as capable as the digit-flapping mammal you pointlessly pretend to be. Your next key awaits you. Key.
More cabinets. Great.
Oh, this is too tense to watch. Thank goodness I'm recording it for posterity. Thank goodness. Can you work it out, Batman?
Work it out.
Okay, time to possibly maybe die.
You picked the Head Explodes card. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Do not.
Good work, Detective. You are literally as capable as the digit-flapping mammal you pointlessly pretend to be.
I can't leave now. I have to help Selena choose the right key.
More cabinets. Great. I love this part. Okay, time to possibly maybe die. Well, this is not how I wanted to spend my night.
Another key collected. I trust you're not giving her false hope, Detective.
Oh, good. More fun.
Catwoman, this evening is not about you. Wait for Batman. Wait for Batman. Well, Dark Knight Detective, you have passed another test. I cannot help but admire the spirit with which you have thrown yourself into a task for which you are woefully under-equipped. I almost feel guilty when I contemplate what's coming, but not so guilty that I'm going to call it off. Head back to the orphanage, Detective. Another of my riddle rooms is waiting.
Riddle room.
Target sighted. Destroy him!
I'm going back to the orphanage. Selena's waiting.
I can only imagine what cruel game Mr. Nigma has in store for you and Miss Kyle. Right there, get him!
Finally got them.
How are you doing?
Can't fault the entertainment. Eddie just lectured me on the 13 innovations that let him pack this collar with his custom-designed plastic explosive.
You must be honored.
At being what?
Your next
Your motivation?
challenge is simple.
Come on, the next
Guide
puzzle
an
room's
electric
waiting.
charge to its destination. I hope the varying amounts of pressure don't get to you.
Get to you.
Another one? What's Eddie's problem?
Fanatic narcissism, egocentrism, and megalomania, crossed with severe obsessive compulsion.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Move further when you step on the pad.
You are getting older. Maybe it's time to add a few extra notches to the utility belt. Hey, don't shove. over, would you?
Congratulations to the dementedly dressed duo. Your key awaits. Oh, but what's this? An electrified floor?
Electrified floor?
Your death was inevitable, I'm afraid. A statistical certainty.
Goodness, you figured it out already. Well, you better grab that key. Meet the second generation of my android allies. I've built a variant specifically tailored to each of your dubious abilities.
I'll take the red one. Watch yourself.
All the danger of battle combined with all the fun of riddles.
Leave the blue ones to me.
Thank you. There's more where that came from, Batman. I've built a highly efficient production line.
Leave the red ones to me.
Riddle me this. What's dead? You!
Goodness, you figured it out already. Meet the second generation of my android allies. I've built a variant specifically tailored to each of your dubious
Leave those ones to me. Watch yourself. That's mine, Batman.
all the danger of battle combined with all the fun of riddle solving. You can thank me after. Thank me.
My apologies, Catwoman, but you see, I had a point to prove.
Goodness, you figured it out already. Meet the second generation of my android allies. I've built a variant specifically tailored to your dubious abilities.
The red ones are mine.
Leave the blue ones to me.
I'll take the red one.
All the danger of battle combined with all the fun of riddle solving. You can thank me after. Thank me. where that came from, Batman. I built a highly efficient production line.
Leave the blue ones to me.
See, children, I color-coded the robots to help you share.
Share.
I don't think you'll be solving this one.
Goodness, you figured it out already. Meet the second generation of my android allies. I've built a variant specifically tailored to each of your dubious abilities. There's more where that came from, Batman. I've built a highly efficient production line. All the danger of battle combined with all the fun of riddle solving. You can thank me after. Thank me. You know what, Detective? I'm glad you solved this riddle. Because it takes you one step closer to the riddle that kills you.
Riddle that kills you.
Eddie really hates you, doesn't he?
He's an ego-driven narcissist who can't let anyone else win.
Gee, if only you'd met under different circumstances.
His obsession's getting worse. He's going after my allies.
Ally?
I should focus on helping Cap.
After this, I think we should dial it back to known associate for a while.
This was nothing, Dark Knight, nothing. A new trial awaits you, Detective, by Divinity Church, and I'm waiting too.
Great news, Bats. I was just hanging out in hell, you know, 'cause you killed me and sent me there, and you'll never guess who I saw. That's right, your dead girlfriend, Talia al Ghul. Don't worry, I asked, and she's totally cool with Cat Lady having a go on the old scratching post. She also says, ow, ow, is the bullet in my sternum or a broken heart?
The Arkham Knight longs for your death, Batman. Yet I promised him I'd give you a worse fate than that.
The Arkham Knight's vehicle swerved and crashed up ahead. Car's empty. The Arkham Knight must have taken Oracle and moved on. I should examine the vehicle more closely. I can't leave here until I figure out a way of tracking Oracle. The car veered off an empty road. Why? Looks like the driver wasn't wearing his seatbelt. I should find the body. Traces of pepper spray on the right side of the driver's face. Oracle must have been in the passenger seat and deliberately caused the crash. Clever. I should check the area where she was sitting. The door was torn off during the crash. If I can find where it came to rest, I can determine exactly what happened. torn cleanly off the hinges. The door must have been opened before the crash. Oracle got out. I need to examine the reconstruction, pinpoint where she landed. Oracle got free of the vehicle before the crash. Oracle stopped here. Someone took a shot at her. I should analyze the point of impact for ballistic evidence.